What up, cluster funkers? We're Pale Blue Erf. This song is called Light On. You guys ready for it?
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Some idea of what's waiting for me there. Sometimes I even know the truth, but I don't care. I remember a much simpler time than now, entertaining silly notions, laughing at how I didn't ask, but you still told me anyway. I'd never ask, but you still tell me anyway. Perhaps I should have listened more to what you say. I guess we'll see one day. That you'll leave the light on for me. Say the door will be wide open when I come home. Promise that you'll leave the light on for me. Say the door will be wide open when I come home. In my sight, degrades away and leaves me fumbling along the wall. I take a risk, it quickly leads me to a fall. So now I'm lying here just waiting for your call. I guess I'm lacking the gall. Promise that you'll leave the light on for me. Say the door will be wide open when I come. Promise that you'll leave the light on. Say the door will be wide open when I come. In my car, drive across town. Pull out the crumbles, grab a paper where I wrote your address. I don't make it very far. Doesn't matter where you are, as long as I feel you. Promise that you'll leave the light on for me. Say the door will be wide open when I come home. Promise that you'll leave the light on for me. Say the door will be wide open when I come home. Promise that you'll leave the light on for me. Say the door will be wide open when I come home. Promise that you'll leave the light on for me. Say the door will be wide open when I come home. Thank you.
Tell us a bit about Pale Blue Erf.
So Pale Blue Erf was originally a different band called the Smoothsayers, which we started 2012? Something like that?
6-7 years ago.
So, yeah, I was going to college at University of Iowa, and then I started playing gigs with Zach, this guy here, and it was just me and him and a couple other guys at first, and then slowly it shifted into this lineup.
How did you meet Zach?
Through my dad.
Okay.
So my dad knew Zach, and he introduced us at a show out one time, and like I said, me and him started playing together, and then when Bryce joined the band,
He's the newest member. That was what, 2016?
Right.
Yeah, 2016, and we that's the year we played 8035, and our bass player moved to Costa Rica, so we had to get a new guy. We had like a few months, and Bryce stepped in and just filled the role really, really well. And that's kind of when we became Pale Blue Erf.
Yeah. Well, Pete joined about a year or so after we started playing together. Wasn't very long, so.
Yeah, that was pretty early in the.
Me and Pete used to play in another band, so.
Yeah, they played in a band called the Workshy. Used to play around Ames a lot, and Des Moines.
Yep.
And we stole Pete.
Yep. Excited to stay in Iowa, and been a great few years playing with all you guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
As far as like our music, like, yeah, at its core, it's rock. But I don't think any of us really, when we write a song, like we're not like setting out to write a specific genre. It's just kind of whatever comes out. So it ends up being kind of a melting pot. The core of it is rock. That's like the feeling we're trying to invoke.
The four of us do have like such different tastes in music. I mean, we like similar things, but there's just such a broad variety of stuff that we all listen to that kind of influence what we play.
I feel like it is like a really different melting pot because obviously I haven't been playing as long as you guys have, but if I remember right, Pete, you got a lot of your influence from your dad, who was a church organ player.
Yep.
And then Zach went to Llama, and he's got kind of like a jazz background in drumming. JB, you learned from James Bean here in town.
Yep. And my dad was a huge influence as well. Yeah.
So, I mean, those are like four totally different sources, I feel like.
Yeah, I always like to describe it just as fun. I hope other people
Fun.
find it
It's fun.
Where does the name Pale Blue Erf come from?
When we added Bryce to the band, the year we played at 8035 here in Des Moines, we kind of wanted to reinvent the band. We had like a million names written out on a whiteboard. We were struggling with it for like a long time. It originally kind of came from the Carl Sagan's Pale Blue Dot speech that he gave, which is super interesting. Give it a listen if you never have. So we just kind of changed out the word dot for Erf, which is just kind of slang for earth. And the idea was invent our own little mythical land of Erf, and a couple of our songs kind of reference scenes that happens in that mythical, or at least called mine do.
Yeah, and we decided it was time to change it because me and JV were both the original members, and then we added Pete, and then we went through a couple different bass players. So we decided, since it's not at all the original lineup, we just decided that it was time to go ahead and change it, and which I'm glad that Bryce has stuck around so we don't have to do it again.
It's really,
Thanks, Bryce.
it's really like it's really a total different band. It's not like we just slightly changed the lineup. Like we don't really play any of the tunes that we used to play. Maybe like one or two of them at the very most. But for the most part, it's just like it was that band, and now it became Pale Blue Erf.
I feel like at the time too, when I joined Smooth Sayers, you guys had originals, but the majority of the songs that I was learning at first with you guys were covers. We still play some covers, like especially for playing like in town.
We play covers mostly just because they're like, oh, that song would be fun to play, not so much because we need to like fill out a set list, which is kind of what it was the first year or two. You know.
What local Iowa venues have you played at, and what is your favorite show you played at?
Oh man.
Play a lot at Yacht Club.
Yeah, probably like most often places we play is the Des Moines Yacht Club on Ingersoll. So those guys have been a great home for us. Grayson and Dirk, really good guys. Really supportive. It's a fun place to play. Usually get a good crowd there, and people like hanging out there. Where else? We play at the Vaudeville Muse semi-frequently. We played at the Gas Lamp for the first time the other day. Somehow we had never played there before. I don't know how, but
that was fun.
And so we're going to be doing probably a couple more things there, including probably our album release party we're going to be doing there, which will be in a couple months here.
Played Gabe's in Iowa City.
Yeah.
And we opened for Virgil Donati there, which was insane.
Yeah.
When we go to Ames, we used to play at DG's Tap House, which is now defunct. So we play at the Angry Irishman, and we're going to be doing some things at Alluvial Brewing, the new development for Ames. And yeah, that's like pretty much what we stick to in Des Moines. It's like Vaudeville, Gas Lamp, and then Des Moines Yacht Club most of all.
Or as far as my favorite place to play out of all those, it would hands down be the Yacht Club.
Yeah. We've had some fun shows there.
It's just like a really unique venue. Like I feel like it's on a really busy strip in town that's notorious for having good music, and the drinks are strong. The people like to dance there. And I mean, we will actually do an annual Halloween show.
Yeah, I was going to mention that.
And we always try to do something bigger and more extravagant every year. And I think the first one that we did was we all dressed up as South Park characters. And our most recent one we did, we kind of went all out. We dressed up as the characters from The Wizard of Oz, and we covered the whole Dark Side of the Moon album in the middle of our set, which people did not expect.
Yep. Beginning to end, the whole thing.
The whole entire thing, like Zach even had like a sampler pad for his drums that he was able to play all the sound effects in the album, like the bells and whistles and
the synthesizer.
Our Halloween shows are always some of our most favorite. We look forward to those every year. So, which we always do that at the Des Moines Yacht Club.
Yeah, even though the yacht club is smaller, Grayson and Durko's treat all the bands really well. So we've always had a good time there. So
people go out and like listen to music there, which is great.
Yes.
Yeah, people do go out of their way to listen to music there. You're not background noise. So which is nice.
Yeah, people are there for the show, which is what you want.
How often are you creating or writing new music?
Pretty often.
All the time. Frequently. We're working
Like, we
on
have
a few new songs right now.
We have
we have a Dropbox folder that we all share, and Pete probably writes the fastest of any of us, and so we actually have a few songs that are in the Dropbox queue right now we haven't got to yet, so we'll work on learning those. We're practicing about once a week right now. We'd like to do more, but just busy schedules and everything. So, we get through them as fast as we can. But lately, almost every practice, we're working on some new song. Up to last month, we were working on Bryce's first song that he wrote for the band. What's the name of the song, Bryce?
Nudist Judas.
So he wrote that for us, and we were working on that. And the last practice, we were working on a new one of Pete's, and we'll refine stuff if we have a show coming up that we need to go over something for, or if something went wrong at the last show or something. But otherwise, we're just trying to add more always. We haven't even released our album yet that we recorded last year, and we probably are already ready to do another one if we have enough songs. So.
How do you balance your music with other obligations?
Just by communicating together, because both me and Bryce, we both have kids, so obviously that is extremely important. That's what we have to put in first, but we always make sure that we've built in practice schedules in with our lives, and we do make sure that we communicate together all the time. We'll text each other and actually respond fairly quickly.
Yeah.
So, we keep our significant others in the loop as well. So, and they're really, really open. That's one thing that's been very nice, is that
having support is important.
If our wives and JB's girlfriend didn't support us as much, it would be a lot more difficult, but it's really great that they do.
Absolutely. Yeah. As far as trying to make a perfect balance, I just try to practice as often as I can around my kids. So that way, they enjoy it. I'm not irritating anybody with playing my bass really loud in the house. My wife is very into music as well, which helps definitely with being in a band. It makes her more supportive of my endeavors. But I live in a musical household, so everybody's pretty open to me playing whenever I want. They like the songs. My 5-year-old daughter told me she's our number one fan. So, and there's been times I've been able to take the kids to the gigs even.
That's when we play early enough.
Yeah, that's fun. Well,
not those 9:30 shows.
Yeah.
But we don't take them to the yacht club.
Yeah.
My 5-year-old is a really good designated driver.
If Pale Blue Erf wasn't making music, what else would you all be doing?
Yeah, I probably would be one of those guys that's on YouTube playing his bass or something that only knows a couple of songs. Because when I joined this band, I was really just kind of messing around playing the bass. Actually, my friend who I borrowed the bass that I'm going to be playing today, I met him at my father-in-law's work, and his name's Jay, and he's the one that got me into playing bass. And so he'd show me a couple of things on the bass, taught me Seven Nation Army or something like that. And then I was like, well, do you mind if I borrow that and take it home for the weekend? So he let me, and I learned part of the bass line to Don't Eat the Yellow Snow by Frank Zappa. And that's when it really I was all right, I like playing the bass. But then JB got a hold of me and was all right, well, we're interested in you playing in this band. And my friend Jordan was a previous bass player. And I was like, oh my God, that sounds crazy. Went and saw them play. Was I don't know how I'm going to do this. Played with them. We all got together and got along really well. Then they gave me a list and they were like, all right, well, here are these songs. And in 4 weeks, we're going to be playing at like 80-35 or something like that. I was like, all right on. So I had to learn 3 hours worth of music for our first gig, and I had 2-3 weeks to get that done.
He did a great job. He didn't even really play bass at that point.
No.
He had a casual interest in bass.
Yeah. So
And I just had a good feeling about him. And me and him kind of worked together a lot in order to get things up to speed, and he learned real fast. So
so if we weren't together,
possible.
if we weren't making music, I would still just have that casual drive. I wouldn't be so driven to learn more.
What would you do?
Yeah, you.
Yeah, you. What would you be doing?
Think about it. If a guitar was not in your life.
I've been thinking about my answer. That's why.
What's your answer? You go ahead.
I'd still probably be playing piano. I went to school for art. Yeah, that's kind of a lame answer, but I balance my painting with music. I went to Iowa for painting, and
Pete's an incredible artist.
Yeah, he'll actually
Peter Neal Art on Facebook. Check him out.
His painting will be featured as the album artwork for our album coming out.
Yeah,
he painted it. So
the back cover.
I'd probably be busting more artwork out, but it's just I've had this balance between playing music and art for almost 2 decades now, and it's just I don't think I'd give that up.
What is one message you would like to give to your fans?
Well, we haven't really talked about the fact that we're releasing an album in a couple of months. So
yeah, we kind of hinted at it.
Yeah, so I guess that would be it. Is that we have a couple EPs out, but we've never done a full length album, and we're finally doing one. We're doing vinyls of it, which we're really excited about. So one message to our fans: buy our vinyl.
Yeah. Well, I'd like to say, as cliche as it is, thank you, because if we played gigs
Damn, that's a way better answer.
Nobody showed up, then we wouldn't be able to put any of the money that we do make from our gigs into our band fund, which is how we afforded the entire project. So the fact that people continue to come and see us and buy drinks at our gigs, which is primarily where our pay comes from, keep drinking, keep coming to our shows. I guess that's the message. Thank you.
Thank you very
for
much.
supporting
Water
us.
too.
Yeah, water between drinks.
Yeah.
What are your expectations for Clusterfunk?
Oh, man.
It looks like a really awesome time. I mean, I just expect to have a ton of fun, hopefully meet some new artists.
Maybe make a couple of connections with some new artists in Des Moines that we haven't had as much exposure to yet or haven't had a chance to meet.
I'm excited about playing at Jester Park.
Yeah,
It's a cool space.
absolutely.
You used to go check the bison out in the back. There's a whole bison enclosure.
Yeah.
Kind of irrelevant to the festival, but I love the park itself.
We see you guys are getting the bison involved somehow. Yeah, we're just really excited about it. I think it's going to be an awesome time. Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
What is the funniest thing that has happened while performing?
Oh, I don't know.
Funniest thing.
We were playing a gig one time, and I won't mention the venue, but the bartender felt that it was necessary to come up we were I'm pretty sure Zach was clicking sticks let's go, and the bartender came up to the mic and pretty much demanded that we played Happy Birthday for a girl that he didn't know. I'm pretty sure he was just trying to get laid. And that was just an interesting way to start our gig off. We were just all right, we were right about to start our first song, so
we did not play Happy Birthday. Just to make that.
We played Unhappy Birthday.
I have two funny stories. When we played up in Decorah at the Haymarket, JB's equipment just went out midway through the set. You had to play through the PA system, which was without any pedals.
Which, for anyone who doesn't know, does not sound good.
Yeah,
to plug a electric guitar directly into a PA.
And then recently we played at London Underground up in Ames, and before our show, it's a tiny little space, so we were kind of tucked in the little corner right here. So I actually had to kind of crawl over this barrier to get to my keys. In the process, I knocked your drink over.
Yeah, spilled my beer all over my power strip.
Yeah, JB was ready to go, and I was I can't go now. I just spilled beer everywhere. You weren't at the show, but when we played at Hinterland, there's a big giant. We played at the stage that was at the base of this hill.
The campfire stage.
The campfire stage. And we got set up, and then we played our show, and at the end of the show, we ended up moving all of our stuff back up the hill. And then the next band had a gator.
Yeah.
And we were just like,
Yes.
like, where was this gator for us?
Oh
like,
my god, that was
so that was probably like the most excruciating move.
a
Yeah.
good one. Oh my god.
It was a tactical challenge, but I was just like, oh, and then my wife came up to me like at the end of that show, and she's like, "Oh,
You lost
hey,
your
really,
keys?
hey, good show. I lost your keys though."
There's like 200 people in front of the stage. Like,
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
It's over there somewhere, probably.
yeah.
There was also one gig in Iowa City. We played at the Iowa City Yacht Club, and it was the only time I think we've ever played there. And I mean, it's funny now, but at the time it was like pretty infuriating. You know, we made the trip there. It's not a very long trip, and there was a band opening for us, and I don't even remember the name. So we were supposed to start in like 10 minutes, and this band was like, "All right, we'll play one more song." And like 5 more one more songs later, our set was cut short by like half hour, 45 minutes. Like we were just kind of in awe that even took place. But I laugh about it.
They
now.
cleared the joint up
Yeah,
too.
it's silly.
Yeah. And then after they left, everybody left because the only people there was like friends and family for them.
There was like one guy who was
Yeah.
who was sitting in the very front, and there were no chairs. He was just like sitting there.
Yeah.
I think he was reading a book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
That was
So
the
that's how
first.
entertaining we are.
Well, that was the first time we played in Iowa City.
that was
Nobody
our
knew
first
who we
trip to
were.
Iowa City. Yeah, our more recent trip was a lot better.
Way better.
Yeah.
Yeah, new album is self-titled, coming out probably in late April, maybe May. We're still waiting on the production date. The company's doing our vinyl pressing. But yeah, we're really excited about that. So again, yeah, thanks for all the support throughout the last couple of years, and we'll see you at a show soon.
There should be some merch that follows that as well. So
Yeah.
new
New
shirts
t-shirts.
and stuff. So
Our most recent EP is available on Bandcamp.
Yeah, when we recorded this album, we also recorded a song called Dumpling, which is a song that Peter wrote about his pet rabbit.
Yep.
And it's actually a 3-movement song. So what is it, about like 12 minutes or something like that?
11ish, yeah.
Yeah. So we were going to put that on the album, but it was too long, so we ended up releasing that as a separate EP. So that's available right now. Go check that out if you guys get a chance. And that's called Dumpling. And yeah, I think that's about it.